Imagine waking up and feeling like the day has already defeated you. It is 8 in the morning. You have just finished your breakfast. Within an hour, the fog descends. Your limbs feel heavy. Your mind wanders. This is not the natural progression of aging. This is a biological sabotage happening inside your bloodstream. For those over 60, the stakes are higher than ever. Your body no longer recovers from the chemical roller coaster of modern breakfast habits. Let's look at the hidden triggers that are stealing your vitality before the clock strikes noon. The first meal of your day is either a foundation or a fracture. Most people choose the fracture without even knowing it. What is actually happening when you sit down at the kitchen table? The silence of the morning hides a metabolic crisis. When you reach your 60s, your insulin sensitivity changes. Your muscles and your liver do not process glucose the way they did in your 30s. Every gram of refined sugar hits harder. Every spike is followed by a deeper, more exhausting crash. This is the morning dip. It is a cycle of inflammation and energy depletion that leaves you reaching for a nap by 11 o'clock. But why is this happening now? The answer lies in the timing of your nutrients. Without the right balance of protein and fiber to slow down the absorption of energy, your system is overwhelmed. You are essentially flooding an old engine with high-octane fuel it cannot burn. The result is not energy, it is a stall. Consider the glass of orange juice on the counter. It looks like health in a bottle. In reality, it is a concentrated dose of liquid fructose without any of the fiber from the original fruit. It hits your system like a lightning bolt. Your pancreas enters a state of emergency, pumping out insulin to manage the sudden surge. The energy spike is fleeting, the following crash inevitable. You are left more tired than before you drank it. This is the first habit that is draining your battery. Then there is the colorful box in the pantry. Sugary cereals are marketed as the breakfast of champions, but for a senior, they are a recipe for brain fog. These processed grains are stripped of their natural integrity. They dissolve into glucose almost instantly. Your brain, which relies on a steady stream of fuel, suddenly finds itself in a glut and then a famine. The shaking hands and the sudden irritability you feel mid-morning are not signs of old age. They are signs of a sugar crash. Even the choices that seem safe are often traps. The giant muffin from the bakery is not a meal. It is a cake disguised as a breakfast item. It is loaded with refined flour and unhealthy fats that trigger inflammatory markers in your body. For someone over 60, this inflammation is the enemy of mobility and mental clarity. You are trading your long-term health for a 30-minute sugar high. And then there is the most common mistake of all, the cup of black coffee on an empty stomach. You think you are fasting. You think you are being disciplined. In reality, you are spiking your cortisol levels. Without food to buffer the caffeine, your body enters a fight or flight state. Your heart rate increases, your anxiety rises. When the caffeine wears off, you do not just return to baseline. You drop into a pit of exhaustion because you have no actual calories to sustain your cells. The cycle continues day after day, wearing down your resilience. But what if the morning could feel different? What if you could sustain your focus until the sun is high in the sky? The transformation starts with a shift toward biological density. Think of a bowl of thick, creamy Greek yogurt topped with deep blue berries. This is not just a meal. It is a slow-release energy system. The high protein content in the yogurt provides the building blocks your muscles need to stay strong, while the fiber in the berries ensures the natural sugars enter your blood one drop at a time. There is no spike, there is no crash, only a steady, reliable burn that keeps your mind sharp. Or consider the humble egg. It is perhaps the most perfect fuel for a maturing body. When you pair eggs with a handful of dark, leafy greens, you are feeding your mitochondria exactly what they crave. The healthy fats in the yolk support cognitive function, while the greens provide the micronutrients that fight oxidative stress. You are not just eating breakfast, you are repairing your system from the inside out. The difference in how you feel by 10 in the morning will be undeniable. For those who crave warmth, there is the slow-cooked oatmeal. Not the instant packets filled with dust and artificial flavors, but real oats topped with a handful of crunchy walnuts. The beta-glucan fiber in the oats creates a gel-like substance in your gut that slows down digestion for hours. The walnuts provide omega-3 fatty acids that soothe the brain. This is the antidote to the morning dip. It is a sustained release of power that honors the complexity of your biology. And then there is the forgotten hero of the dairy aisle: cottage cheese paired with fresh fruit. It is an explosion of leucine, an amino acid critical for preventing muscle loss as we age. It is light yet incredibly satiating. It stops the hunger hormones from screaming before lunch. It allows you to move through your morning with a sense of calm and capability. You are no longer a slave to your next snack. You are in control. However, this journey is not without its nuances. Everybody is a unique laboratory. If you are taking statins or managing renal issues, your choices must be surgical. High potassium foods like certain fruits can interact with your medication. Your kidneys may process proteins differently than they once did. This is why the swap must be intentional. It is not just about eating better. It is about eating right for the body you inhabit today. Have you consulted your charts lately to see how these nutrients align with your specific needs? The path forward is a 7-day experiment. For 1 week, you will abandon the old traps. You will replace the juice, the cereal, the muffins, and the empty coffee with these 4 powerhouses. You will not just eat, you will observe. On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your focus at 10 in the morning? How is your physical energy at noon? You may find that the fatigue you thought was permanent was actually just a symptom of a breakfast that was working against you. The question is not whether these swaps work. The question is whether you are ready to stop the sabotage. The first meal is waiting. The clock is ticking. Will you choose the spike or will you choose the steady flame? Continue with the Healthy Aging Mastery playlist, your complete guide to staying strong, steady, and independent. This is educational information, not medical advice.